Hello and welcome back to another Tech Articles. Today's article is actually two questions in one, and I'll explain my reasoning behind that as we go. But first of all, the questions. The first one was, could I explain how the do action works or custom action function within FlowMattic? And if we go to FlowMattic, I will run you through that quickly. So if we go to a new workflow, we get multiple trigger options, and there is a custom action one here. And somebody asked me via a message on Facebook if I had any examples of a custom action in the works and whether I could do a video on it. And I said yes, I would as soon as I had availability. And I wanted to also talk about SureForms. So I'm going to use my custom action with SureForms, but as well, this video will show you how to send your data from SureForms to a webhook. It doesn't have to necessarily be a FlowMattic webhook for free without the Pro integration, which is currently not available. So it will show you how a working version now. I have a snippet that I've written. I've put it through ChatGPT to add in some debug options for me. So if it does break on you later, you should be able to debug it. I will run you through the code and what it does and the two options within the code. But the wheelhouse, the powerhouse for today's video, as quite a lot of my videos, is FlowMattic. And this again isn't a sponsored video. I receive no payment from FlowMattic. I love FlowMattic and what it does for my WordPress work. I believe the founder, Natin, is exceptional as founders go. He's always pushing for a really good product, and currently it's on sale with lifetime licenses available. And it's only till the end of this month, I believe. It's only until the end of October. So yeah, I recommend you grab one, even if you only want to grab 2, 10 websites now, rather than go for like an ultimate lifetime license. It's useful to you, and you can see just some of the range of products that it can do over my videos. They do offer a split pay payment option as well for the larger plans, for those that would benefit from that. And SureForms, I've tested out the beta of SureForms, and I must say I'm pretty impressed with it. Currently I also have beta tested the Pro version as well, and yeah, it's got webhooks in the Pro. It will have webhooks in the Pro, but it's actually a pretty good Gutenberg type form builder. So there might be times when you want to use a webhook or a custom action in FlowMattic and you don't want to upgrade to Pro, and using this snippet and FlowMattic, you could do that. You could actually do that. So yeah, this is SureForms. Test it. For our video here, we're going to have a pretty simple form. The form doesn't really matter in this case, and as I showed earlier, we have no integration set up here. There is no webhooks. It's a Pro, and as you can see from the plugin installation, there is no Pro version of SureForms installed. So if I go to Forms here, you'll see that there's a test form here, number 13, and all I'm going to do is view that for now. And this is all it is. It contains a name and an email field. So I'm going to also go over to FlowMattic now, and I will show you my workflows, which aren't built workflows. I'm not doing anything with this data. I'm just showing you it being sent and captured. And what we're going to do here is we're going to intercept the REST API from SureForms as it submits and put that data in FlowMattic. So I've got two workflows here, which is a SureForms action and a SureForms hook. And I'm going to start with the action, and then I'll talk about the hook afterwards. So all the action does is give you a do action trigger, and all that you need to know really for here is this. This will be unique to you. This is your workflow ID. You need to make sure in the snippet that it is set correctly for custom actions. So that is all it's done. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up Fluent Snippets, and I'm going to open up the form submission snippet, and I'm going to go to the top. So as I said, this is capturing the REST API submission from SureForm. As I said, I put this through ChatGPT afterwards, after it was written, to add some comments to it, because I'm terrible for commenting, and I think it's brilliant for adding that in, and also to add some debugging, because I don't plan on maintaining this snippet. It works in in the current version. It will probably work in future versions, but ultimately they will update their REST API points. They will update how it works, and that will leave you with your problem. Your next available option, so you can set this to true or false. In this case, it's false. I don't need to debug it. But if you set it to true, it would issue debugs to the error log. And actually, if I go to plugins, and I've recommended this before, I use Debug Log Manager by Bowo for that, and I recommend it. It's brilliant. In fact, to test the debugging, you can see I did test some debugging and how it worked, and to check it worked as I wanted it to, because always test your ChatGPT scripts. So I'm going to go back to where we were, and I'm going to go back to the snippet, and here we are. So this is our snippet. Is that correct? So it's set to false. I'm going to close that one down. So it's set to false. In this case, we want action, because I said, we're going to do action first and we'll do webhook later. So ignore the webhook for now. We'll do webhook later. And this is the custom workflow. So it intercepts your form submission. As I said, we are targeting a particular form. Now, you could not target a particular form and you'd have to modify the snippet to do that. But I'm assuming you're going to have one of these per snippet, because you're going to have a custom action. You're not going to send all of your forms to the same action, because it kind of defeats the purpose. And actually, you might want to send different forms to different hooks. So it is designed around that principle. But with some modification, you could make it so it sends everything to one destination. So it adds quite a lot of stuff from the error log. It's going through the data to find the form ID. Now, it's form-ID, not _ID currently in SureForms. Just in case that ever changes, it checks for them all its versions and iterations that I can. I've tried to make it as future-proof as possible. Because, as I say, code changes. I have no control over SureForms and its development, and subsequently I wanted to make it easy to do. So it then checks whether the form ID is correct. It then inputs some stuff to the error log again. Now it's checking if it's an action set up here, and if it is, it will follow the action, which is, I said earlier, this is really important. So if we go back to our workflow, you'll see this matches what's in our snippet, and you must make sure yours match. Yours will not be the same as mine. They have to match. It sends the form data as the data. So if we go back to the FlowMattic action, you'll see there's an array here. In mine, it will send the form data. It doesn't need all that the rest of that, and you don't need to copy and paste this in. You just need this reference. So then it will do that, and it will carry on finishing that. Now, if it says webhook, it will send the form to the webhook, and we will talk about the webhook later. And then it actually sends the data to the webhook down here, or sends our result, and this returns it back into the normal REST API output. So it doesn't interfere with the delivery of email messages, etc. as well. It should all work as it was intended to work. We are just capturing that data, borrowing it, and then returning the data back into the hook, back into the REST API as intended. So there is no modification here. There is no, you don't lose any functionality by using something like this. So that's the snippet, and as usual, I have already uploaded it to a gist on GitHub. So, and I will put a link in the comments below so that you know what to do with that. And I'm going to show you an example of it in action now. So I'm going to go forward to our test form, and I'm going to make sure that FlowMattic is set to custom action trigger. I'm going to push recapture action data, and now that is waiting for a submission. So we're going to go here, we're going to put test in here, test.com, submit that, and it submitted our form, and then we're going to go back to FlowMattic, and you can see it's already received a response. And if we scroll down here, it's going to tell you it's form 13, which if we go back to the snippet, you'll see I was looking for form 13, and and I'll show you where I got that data from in a second. So form 13, and then it tells me that it's had a email field which was blank because it's not sending an email to anyone as a sender here. It's got an input of test for the name and a test for the email, and this data is now passable through the rest of your FlowMattic workflow as it would be no matter how you triggered it. So that's a total custom action trigger with SureForms done and shown. Just for information, I got the 13 for the SureForm out of the shortcode, and the shortcodes are listed here. So that's how I got the 13, and that's how you can get yours, so you know exactly what number it is that you're looking for. Now, webhooks. So you don't actually need this for FlowMattic. Either way will work. You can do it either way. But I did think, as I was doing this, why not also allow it to trigger a FlowMattic webhook? And actually, if I do that, it allows you to trigger webhooks in Zapier or Make or Pabbly or any of the other items out there, and it makes this video more useful to you and other SureForm users. So in the same snippet, if we open it up, you'll see there is options for webhook. So if we wanted to use webhook, we would change this to webhook, and we would update the snippet and update this URL here. Now in my case, this URL is correct. So if we go back to FlowMattic, and this is FlowMattic, is it? No, I've closed FlowMattic down. So if we go back to FlowMattic, go to our workflow and open the hook workflow, this is a trigger in a webhook, and there's my webhook URL. And you'll see in my snippets that that matches the end here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the form and refresh this page. I'm going to go back to my webhook. I'm going to say capture webhook data, and it is now waiting for webhook data. And I make sure I save my snippet. So let's use this one. I'm sure I did, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to my form. I'm going to type in my name, and I'm going to do test again. I'll put my name in so that you know it's different. We'll push submit. We go back to FlowMattic workflow, and we can see it's captured my name, test@test.com, and the rest of the data that was sent via that webhook triggering. So that's the same snippet intercepting the same SureForms submission. And you have the option of two ways of custom triggering FlowMattic, or, as I said, you could use a webhook with another service if that's what you wanted to do, to pass off the data. And that is how you can use FlowMattic, or use FlowMattic to allow you to send your SureForm data via webhook or inject it into a flow. If you like this video, please like it. If you want to see videos like this, and you want to see some automation videos, some WordPress videos, please subscribe. And if there's something you would like me to look into, please leave it in the comments, put it on a Facebook group with me in, and I will get to them whenever I can, and I will record a custom video showing you how I would approach that subject, or the information that I think I would do. And yeah, the snippet will be in the comments below. Please check out FlowMattic. I don't know when it will be on lifetime deal again. You really want to grab it when it's done. It's one of the best investments I ever made in the WordPress sphere. So yeah, thank you for watching.